Let's take a look at downtown Kingston this hour as the city readies itself for Hurricane Melissa. Forecasters predict it will land in Jamaica in just a few hours early in the morning tomorrow and bring catastrophic floods and landslides. The storm has already killed at least 4 people on its path through the Caribbean, and Jamaica's Prime Minister is urging people to stay indoors. And let's go to Kingston, where Dana Morris Dixon joins us. She's the Jamaican Minister of Information. Thank you very much for making time with us on this very important evening. How are residents in your country preparing tonight?
Well, the entire country, thank you for having me. The entire country is working really hard to be ready for the hurricane, but a Category 5 hurricane is unprecedented. We've never seen a Category 5 hurricane in Jamaica make landfall. And so we know this is not going to be like anything we have ever experienced. And so, yes, the government has done a lot to prepare ourselves. We have 881 shelters that have been opened for our citizens to go to, especially those who live along the coast, those who are in flood-prone areas, and also for those who may be in areas that will have landslides. But we've done a lot of work. All of our emergency management systems have been mobilized, but you really just don't know what you're going to get in a Category 5 hurricane that we've never seen before.
Yeah, the statistics on what this storm might be bringing are really frightening, right? The amount of rain, the wind gusts, the sustained winds. It's shocking just to look at those numbers. What are you expecting to happen in Jamaica over the next few hours?
Well, we just did a press conference for the entire country, and we spoke about the forecast. We're expecting to see landfall tomorrow morning, and it will be about somewhere between Westmoreland and St. Elizabeth. So that's on the southeast coast of Jamaica. That's where we're expecting it, and we expect it to go across Jamaica in kind of a northeast trajectory. And so it's going to affect the entire country. We know the entire country will feel it, but those areas that are very close to the center of the hurricane will have devastating wind. We also see that we're going to have heavy rainfall across the entire country, and the rainfall numbers are also frightening because we've never seen numbers like that before. So we do expect flooding across the entire country, but obviously the path of the hurricane, the path the hurricane will take through the country, will see most damage there. And that's why we are urging our Jamaican citizens to get to shelters, get to higher ground, move away from the coast, especially along those areas where we think the hurricane will make landfall.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much you can do. And every place that's been hit by a big storm, and this includes stories about the United States as well, there are people who, for whatever reason, don't want to leave their house, feel like the storm is going to spare their area, whatever the reason. And we talked to a journalist in Kingston about a half an hour ago, and she said she had called some people in some coastal areas who refused to leave their homes. That must trouble you.
It is very troubling for the government, and we've done everything we can. We've sent transportation to them. We have our shelters set up. We have pre-positioned food at our shelters, and we're urging them to head to the shelters. But there are many people who are reluctant. We've not had a direct hit by a hurricane in 37 years. And so for many people, when they hear a hurricane coming, they're like, oh, it's going to skirt Jamaica. It's not going to be a direct hit. But this one is projected to be that. Obviously, we hope and we pray that it can miss Jamaica. But right now, the trajectory does show it making landfall in Jamaica. And so for us, we're doing everything we can to get that message out, getting it from many different sources, from the government, from community leaders. We are using all the mechanisms available because any life lost is one too many. And so we want to maintain the lives of all Jamaicans. And so we ask all of them to be smart about this and to heed the warning.
Can I ask you a question on a personal level? Yes, you are a cabinet minister in the Jamaican government, but you also obviously are a resident there. You have family there. How are you feeling tonight?
You know, it's an anxious night, and I keep being asked that question, how are we feeling? And I just finished my press briefing, and I've been doing one every day for the last 6 days. And in it, I reminded Jamaicans that we are a resilient country. We've had lots of hardships in our history. And in our flag, that black represents hardship. But it also has green and it has gold. And the green is for the beautiful earth, and the gold is for the sunshine. And I say, yes, we are anxious tonight. And there's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of fear. But as Jamaicans, we always rise above it, and we will see the green earth, and we will see the beautiful sunshine after this. And we will need some help, and we're going to need the international community to support us. They've already rendered assistance. I know your country has been so wonderful to us and already wanting to do much. The diaspora in Canada has been asking, how can we help? We're going to need your help, but we're a resilient people, and we know that that sunshine is going to come.
A lot of people, as you point out, in Canada with connections to Jamaica who care about Jamaica and who wish you the best tonight. Dana Morris-Dixon is the Jamaican Minister of Information. Thank you.
This is an incredibly powerful storm that's packing a lot of moisture, and because it's moving so slowly, it's able to drop more of that moisture on the areas that are being affected. So this is infrared imagery. So now that it's gotten dark out, we can't use the visible one, so it's not quite as high res, but you can still make out how well defined the eye of that storm is, which is an indication of how well organized it is, how strong those wind gusts are. Winds now up to 280 kilometers per hour. That actually makes this, last hour I said it was tied for the strongest storm on Earth in 2025. That actually puts it over. It is now the strongest storm in 2025. That's the same it was last hour, but I hadn't updated my metric there.
It's hard for me to put in perspective what these numbers mean, right?
Me too.
A sustained wind speed of 280 kilometers an hour. I mean, you just imagine being in a car at 100 kilometers an hour and feeling the wind go past you. And this is almost 3 times as much force, and it's going to be sustained force.
That's right. And I honestly don't have a good way to contextualize how strong those winds are, because most of us have never experienced anything near that, anything even close to being comparable. We have wind warnings here in Canada when winds get up to 70, 80 kilometers per hour. There's one on BC's coast right now because winds are approaching 80, 90. Nothing like this. That storm intensified very quickly. It's been sitting over the Caribbean. People might think it's a bit late to still be talking about hurricanes, but in the Caribbean, where we see these warm ocean waters persist for much longer than other areas, we don't get the same upper level winds that we do in the open Atlantic that kind of tears these storms apart. We can continue to see these really rapidly intensifying storms. So Category 5, the third one of the Atlantic hurricane season this year, an unusually high number of those storms. And as it continues to sit, gathering strength, because it was moving so slowly, it could just soak up that moisture, soak up that energy, and get ready to head up towards Jamaica.
And landfall is overnight, I guess, right?
That's right. So this imagery is actually from yesterday morning when it was still a Category 4 hurricane, but after that period of rapid intensification, slowly continued to move up towards Jamaica. It's picked up a little bit of speed since then. Yesterday moving 1-2 kilometers per hour. Today 6-7 kilometers per hour. And so as it does that, it's expected to make landfall in Jamaica overnight tonight into the early hours tomorrow morning, and then head up over Cuba and then towards the Bahamas. It'll weaken as it does that, but we're still talking major hurricane strength winds coming to Cuba as well.
And you got to think, when we're only hours away from landfall, the fact that it's forecast to make a dead-on hit on Jamaica is likely going to be where it goes, right? You know what I mean? It's not like we're looking at 2 days away and the storm might veer in another path. It looks like it's heading there soon.
Absolutely. This is the forecast cone, so you can be pretty well certain that it's going to land somewhere within this cone, and the entire thing involves direct landfall over Jamaica. It just depends how far west it shifts, how far east. The capital is right around here, so hopefully we see it stay a little bit further west, but no matter where it hits, we're going to see some pretty dramatic impacts.
Okay, Darius, thank you so much.
Thank you.